Hello, good people of the world. Welcome to Happy Hour Yoga. My name is Maria. I'm really stoked that you decided to join me tonight for this live yoga broadcast. I know I'm going to have people from all over the place. It's 6 o'clock here in Michigan, 5 o'clock in Chicago, where I normally am. I got people that said they're tuning in from Australia and Spain and California, so welcome. We'll wait a few moments. I see people kind of scrolling in, coming into the screen. I don't know if you have a cocktail waiting for you. It is happy hour after all. This is coconut water. I'm on a master cleanse right now, so no alcohol for me. What we're going to do tonight is a little different than what we did yesterday. It's going to be a pretty playful, let's get moving vinyasa flow practice tonight. So I want to just let you know that I'll try to give you a lot of options and variations. I am going to be speaking to you. I'm not just going to be hanging out here on this mat doing my own thing. I'll try to give you a lot of verbal cues, a lot of visual cues, obviously no tactile or kinesthetic cues. Feel free to do whatever you need to do. If you need to just rest and lay back and listen, great. If you have options or variations that I'm not offering you, wonderful. Do your own thing. That's the beauty of these virtual classes. Just to remind you, I am going to be videotaping this class as well, so it's going to be available for all time. After the 24-hour limit on Instagram, I'm going to post it to YouTube tonight, so you can watch it whenever you want. So cheers, let's have a little toast together. I'm going to read you something real short. I was going to read you from a book I have from Anna Forrest, but I misplaced it. I was painting all day, which is why there's white paint all over my hands, and being very productive on this quarantine. So I'm just going to read to you again from a book I read to you yesterday, Meditations from the Mat by Rolf Gates. If you don't own this book, you should. It's freaking awesome. There are 365 meditations. You read one every day. Runs through all 8 limbs of yoga. I'm reading from the niyamas right now. I decided to just pick something real short. How is love defined in yoga? It is non-harming, honesty, non-stealing, moderation, non-hoarding, purity, contentment, zeal, self-awareness, and surrender. It is being who we were born to be. Love is being who we are. Yoga is a means for eliminating the propensity to be somebody else. The aim of yoga is to become still, to learn to reside in our truth. When we are surrendering to God, we are surrendering to the truth in us and the truth in all beings. In effect, we are saying yes to love. So let's get on our mats. I'm going to move this stool out of the way. We're going to be using a playlist tonight that I made a gazillion years ago. In fact, it's my very first playlist I ever made, back when I had to put playlists on CDs. Shh. So why don't you come to your mat and get into a child's pose. I'm going to hit the go button on the music. And if child's pose is more comfortable for you with your knees wide, I would suggest that. Toes touching and back. You're going to sit your hips back as far as you can to your heels. And then walk your hands out front and bring your head to your mat. And you're just going to close your eyes for a moment and take a few deep breaths. And I've really been encouraging people to focus a lot on the exhale. There's so much that we're carrying with us right now. Confusion, doubt, anger maybe, just so much going on. Every once in a while, just let it go. Sigh, make a big noise. Nobody can hear you. You're in your own house, I'm guessing. You could even do some primal screaming. Some of my friends have been posting that. Whatever you gotta do. You're gonna stay in this child's pose for 3 more breaths. Inhaling through your nostrils, exhaling again through the nostrils, or if you prefer, like I said, through your mouth. And then nice and easy, reach your arms over to one side, open up side body. And then walk the hands back around to center, and we're going to reach in the opposite direction. Good, and come back to center. Take your hands directly underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips. We're going to do a couple rounds of cat-cow here, nice and simple. So exhaling around your back. And then inhale, lift your tail and your head. And exhale again. Just kind of move back and forth like this, nice and easy. If you want, you can kind of go off script a little bit. Roll those hips around. Make sure you go in both directions. And then nice and easy, find that still point again, neutral. And we're going to extend our left leg and our right arm out in front. And as you exhale this time, bring elbow to knee. And then take another nice big breath in here, big reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, big reach again. Exhale. One more time like that. Exhale. Good, and then place your hand and knee on the floor. We'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. So, right leg, left arm, inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. And after you've done that 4 times, find that neutral position again. Except walk your hands a little further forward. Turn your toes under. Nice and easy, press back to that downward facing dog. I'm going to have you pedal your feet a few times here, pressing one heel down and then the other. And really get strong in your hands, like really engage the whole palm with the floor. Not just the wrists, right? So the roots of the fingers, the fingertips, it's almost like you're clawing your mat here. And then nice and strong, shift into a plank position and pause there. Feel your power. You've got it. You might have forgotten, but you've got it. Pull your navel to your spine. We're going to go ahead and just flip over onto one hand. Doesn't matter which one because we always do both sides. And come into a side plank. If you need to, the top leg can be a kickstand. And just let your head hang here, you know. That feels really good. And then place your palm on the floor, step back, do the same thing on the second side. And again, let your head hang. And place your palms on the floor. And then from here, place your elbows, your forearms on the ground, and come into a forearm plank. And just pause for a moment again. Really fire up your quads and your core. Your gaze is a little bit forward here. For one more breath. And lightly place your pelvis on the ground. Oh, back bending. It's so glorious. So press down into your forearms, pull your elbows towards your hip bones, and open your heart. Really press the chest forward. Take one more full breath. And then nice and easy, walk those hands back again. We're going to press up to all fours. And once again, shift back to that child's pose, just long enough to stretch your low back out after that back bend. Good. And then come on back up. We're going to step our right foot forward. Now I have a little bit of a funky knee going on here, so if I modify or stop moving, that's because it hurts, okay? So we're going to move into this low lunge position. If you can, keep your hands on the floor and just move back and forth between low lunge, Anjaneyasana, and those half splits. Take your time, there's no hurry. Good, and then pause in that low lunge. See if you can balance here on that knee and raise your arms to the sky. Reach up nice and high. Another chest opener. If you can, take the hands behind the head and go even bigger. And let the elbows drop back here. And breathe big through the nose if possible. Anytime you need to, exhale through your mouth. Okay, and then we're going to take our left hand to the floor, lift the back knee now, and open it up. Big spinal twist. Now let's go ahead and take that arm and just kind of roll it around. Nice big roundhouse move here. Both directions. Good. And then bring your hands to the inside of that foot. Then we're going to pivot and come into Prasarita. So turn your feet so they're parallel to each other. Take a big breath in here and then exhale, forward fold. Now anybody that knows me personally, and I know there's some of you guys out there, you know that I get my rights and lefts mixed up. Today, I'm not. The deal is that Instagram Live flips the image. So rights and lefts are right out the door. Just do your own thing. Take a big breath in, reach up. And then we're going to unwind. Bring our hands to our hips. Come up to standing and turn that front foot back the way it was before. Bend your front knee. Good. So we're going to move here. Inhaling, raising the arms. Exhaling, dropping into that deep lunge. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. You guys better be smiling once in a while, okay? Good. Now hold it here. You're going to reach that palm to the sky and then reach way back, reverse warrior. Again, opening side body. Just letting that arm slide way down your leg. And then when you come up, bring your elbow to your thigh. Reach the other arm. And pause. Extended side angle pose. Good job, you guys. Let's bring our hands to the floor again. Step back to that plank pose again. And you can do what I told you last time, what I showed you last time, which is you can place your forearms on the ground, hold a forearm plank, a sphinx pose, and then press back to down dog. If you're familiar with chaturanga, you can do it on your toes or your knees. You'll lower yourself to the floor, come into either a low cobra or a full up dog, and then press back to that down dog. Good. And then pause there, just hold. And then nice and easy, those knees come to the floor again. And we're going to do the same exact sequence on the second side. So step your left foot forward. Keep that right knee on the ground. We're going to go back and forth. Flexing the foot. I forgot how great this playlist is, by the way. And if you want it, I did put it on my Spotify. You can get in touch with me, I'll send it to you. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. And then turn the toes under and back, hand on the floor. Let's come into that twisted lunge again. Ah. Great job. Nice and easy. Bring your hands to the inside of that foot. We're going to pivot. And this is my best angle. Yay for you. Forward fold. Inhale halfway, spinal twist. Good. And then unwind, come up to standing. Turn that front foot again. Drop into your warrior two stance. So just like we did last time, let's do a couple moving. Inhale, straighten the front leg, big reach. Exhale, softly right into the pose. Inhale, gracefully. Exhale, lots of fluidity to your movement. One more time. Good, now just pause here. Turn that front palm to the sky again. Let's do our reverse warrior. And then when you come back up, finish up in your extended side angle. So just lean your elbow onto your thigh and bring this arm alongside your ear. Nice big stretch. You can look anywhere that you need to ground yourself. If you're wobbly today, look down. Not so wobbly, turn sideways, or even look up at the ceiling. Good, and let's place those palms on the floor again. Lift your back heel, step back to that plank pose. And remember, you can also just skip this part. You can go right to downward facing dog. Otherwise, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, or back to down dog. Okay, so let's move into a three-legged dog. Okay, so move your right foot a little closer to your left foot. Take your left leg nice and high, open your hips up, bend your knee. And if you want, maybe just do a couple big hip circles, loosen things up back there. Pause. And then on your exhale breath, level your hips again, toes to the floor. See if you can step your foot up to that lunge that we did earlier. And then pause. You can always put your knee back down if you need to for stability. Otherwise, balance here. Either your hands on your hips, cactus arms, or reach the arms to the ceiling. Crescent lunge. Now you're going to do the same twist you did last time. Yeah, hand to the floor. Or you can make it a little bit more challenging. Bring the elbow across, or you could even open the arms or do a bind here, your choice. Oh my God, it just feels so good to move my body. I don't know about you guys. And then we're going to come up again, reach the arms to the ceiling, and then on your exhale, bring the hands to the floor and step back, plank pose. From there, move through your vinyasa, your choice. And then we're going to do the same thing on the second side. So raise your right leg, stack your hips, bend your knee. Maybe roll that leg around in the hip socket a couple of times. And then slowly make your way into crescent lunge on the second side. And if you didn't quite get your foot all the way up there, don't worry about it. Just step up or rearrange your legs a little bit. You're going to reach your arms to the sky. Nice big breath again. And then any twist variation that you want to do. Hand to the floor, elbow coming across, open the arms, and balance. And find that still point, yeah? That balance of effort and ease. Nice and easy, hands to the floor. Once again, step back. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. I'm sticking with cobra today. And then exhale, downward dog. So pause in that downward dog for a few breaths. If you need a child's pose at any point, you can take that. I'm catching another drink here. Cheers. Or as we say in Hungary, because I'm Hungarian, egészségedre. That means to your health. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, from downward facing dog, you're going to take a big breath in, look between your hands, and then exhale, step, walk, or hop to the front of the mat. When you get there, come into a half forward fold. So nice long spine here, yeah? Then exhale all the way down. Inhale, rise up to standing. And then exhale, I want you to stand for a moment in your mountain pose. Like really feel this posture. Hands at the heart, lift and spread the toes if that helps you to feel and engage all the muscles in the lower body. The legs muscles should be hugging the bones here. nice and strong. Tailbone dropping, strong core. You're a mountain, right? You're not a sand dune. You're going to take another big breath in. We're going to exhale and fold. We're going to inhale, half forward fold, and then step your right leg back again. Crescent lunge. So we're going to run through that same sequence we did earlier. Spin your back heel to the floor, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle pose. And then from here, see if you can do this. Place your right hand on the floor. Step right into Vasisthasana, right? Kickstand if you need it. Leg to the sky if you want to rock and roll here a little bit. And then place your palm. And we move through that same sequence, unless you're going right to down dog first. I'm going to stop saying that. I'm just going to assume you're going to do your own thing here, okay? Nice, you guys. And then let's go ahead and take the right leg high. But don't step all the way up. Just step maybe like 2/3 of the way up, right behind your wrists. We're going to set up our warrior one stance, okay? So far we've done low lunge, knee on the floor, crescent lunge, warrior two, warrior one. Hips facing forward, shoulders facing forward, gaze facing forward. Same thing. Feel free to do these cactus arms if your shoulders are feeling a little locked up today. Then we're going to take the hands behind the back, lace the fingers together. Nice big breath again, and then bow forward. This is called humble warrior. Bring your belly to your thigh. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Good. And then nice and easy, take the arms up again. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step forward, monkey pose. And then exhale all the way down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Tadasana. So last time I showed Tadasana, toes touching. If it's more comfortable for you, feet hip distance is totally fine. Take another full breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half fold. And then exhale, step the left leg back. Here we go, crescent lunge. From here, we're going to just spin the back heel to the floor, warrior two. Reach back, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. All right, so you're going to do this side plank with me because I'm turning away. I won't be able to see ya. Oh, I can't see you anyway. Here we go. Side plank. If you're feeling pretty strong today, lift your leg. If you need to put the kickstand in front, that's fine. And then hands to the floor, we do it again. Take your time. Really milk each pose. And then left leg goes high, we step warrior one. So maybe shorten front to back and widen your stance. Raise your arms again. Right? You gotta do these warrior poses, man. Times like this, when the ground's feeling shaky under your feet, just do a couple warrior stances. I swear to God, you're gonna feel strong. You're gonna feel brave. Hands behind your back. Humble warrior. Bow forward. Just connecting to breath is so powerful. And then reach up again. Exhale, palms to the floor. We step forward again. And then we bow. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And then exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to sit in our chair posture next, okay? Take a full breath in, upward salute, and then just sit back slowly. Slowly, bringing the weight into the heels. Not pressing the knees forward, but instead sitting the hips back. Taking those arms as long and high as you can, palms to the sky, chin up, chest open, and then rise up. Arch back this time, cactus arms, and then exhale, bow again. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, step that right leg back. Go ahead and just skip through the crescent lunge this time. Warrior two. Reach it back. Extended side angle. Good. And then we move through the vinyasa. Take your time. Like I said, no hurry. Nobody's keeping score. Nobody's judging you. Hopefully you're not judging yourself. Take your right leg high again. And we're going to step up, warrior one. Okay. So we're going to repeat those last two variations of warrior one and humble warrior. But we're going to do different arms. We're going to do the arms that we normally do in eagle. So take your right arm underneath and around your left. Keep that front knee bent as you lift your arms as high as you can off your chest. Reach your fingers to the wall behind you. And then bow again to the inside of this leg. Nice and easy. And pause here. Then slowly unwind your arms. Take them out to the side. And my right hip is a little goofy today, so I don't know if I'm going to balance here or not. Come into your warrior three position. And if you prefer different arms, you can have hands here, out front. Your choice. If you want to take it to a standing splits for a moment, your choice. Good. And then everybody step feet side by side. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, have a seat again. Utkatasana, chair pose. Just take your time. Settle into this posture. Hold it here. Again, feel your power in your core, in your groundedness, in your breath. Then rise up, open it up, arch back. Exhale, bow. We come into that half fold again, and we step back. Spin the heel to the floor right away. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle pose. Step back, plank pose. Chaturanga. Cobra pose. And then press all the way back to downward dog again. So this time our left leg's gonna go high. Step up. Warrior one. Okay, same lower body, different upper body. Left under right. Wrap your arms up like a vine on a trellis. Open up front body, big back bend. And then bow forward, grazing your arms to the inside of that knee. Bowing in deep. Now, you could keep your arms like this and give this a shot if you want for your warrior three. Change pace. Lift that back leg. Feels totally different, but maybe different's not so bad. I don't know, maybe you need familiar. Totally fine. Maybe you do that standing splits briefly, and then feet to the floor. Bow. This time go ahead and either wrap your arms around the backs of your legs or just hang in ragdoll for a moment. Let the blood pour into your brain. Maybe turn your head side to side, nod up and down. You're doing great, by the way. We're all in this together, guys. Nice and easy. Come all the way up. And either keep your arms like this, or lace the fingers together, press to the ceiling, lean to one side. It does not matter which way. We always go both ways. In fact, we're going to do it a couple of times. Just starting to open up that hip a little. Press your hip in the opposite direction of your arms. Good. We come to center again. We sit in our chair briefly. We push off. Open up. Bow forward. Half fold. And then step or hop back to plank this time. Chaturanga. All right, so taking your right leg high, step up, and set up your warrior two. I'll give you a second. So take your feet a little further apart maybe this time. You know, maybe try to go a little bit deeper here. Same sequence, reverse the warrior. And then extended side angle that we're going to add on. So come back up to standing, straighten the front leg, and just lean back with that leg straight. Reverse triangle. And then keep all of this space that you just established here in your waistline as you come into triangle pose. So pull this femur way up into the hip socket, keep your waistline long, and when you can't go any further, place your hand on your shin bone somewhere between your knee and your ankle, let's say. And then reach your arm up to the sky. Gaze again, where do you need it? Down, sideways, up. Your choice. It's always your choice, right? All right, I'm really in the mood for half moon. It's like one of my favorite poses. We'll see how it goes though. Like I said, my hip's a little funky today. So if you want to come into half moon with me, and why not? You're going to step in a little bit, shift your right hand forward, take that leg nice and high, sort of like how we went from warrior one to warrior three. This is sort of the one-legged variation of our triangle pose. And then if you're in this pose with me, step back. You guys that were in triangle, just come up again. We're going to spin that front foot. Then instead of prasarita this time, we're going to bend this left leg and drop into crouching tiger. Now if you can't come all the way down like this, just go halfway, right? Otherwise, go into a full squat. We're going to use this elbow to push the knee out. Flex those toes. If you want to go a little bit deeper, bow into it. And then believe it or not, we're going all the way back to low lunge. So, knee to the floor. Here we go. Open it up again. And then exhale. Bring the hands to the floor. Turn those toes under and back. And step back. Move through your vinyasa. Good. Press back. Downward facing dog. All right, let's see how it goes on the second side. We're going to take the left leg high, step up, and then I'm going to be facing away from you, but you guys can handle this, right? I wasn't sure if I wanted to film in portrait or landscape. Yesterday I did landscape, today portrait. You can weigh in. Reach back, lean forward. Okay, and then adding on now, straighten the front leg. Let's go into a reverse triangle. And the reason I do this is I want you to really keep this from getting all bunched up when you go into triangle. So feel that big stretch you got going on there. And then hike up your right hip. Reach forward like I'm a little teapot. Place your hand and pause. And breathe. And if you did half moon before, give that a shot. Balance on your left hand, raise that right leg behind you. Flex your foot strongly. Spread those toes. From here, we all come to the same place. Yeah? We're going to go back into crouching tiger. So nice and easy. Make sure that right kneecap is tracking over that second and third toe. And just pause here. If you want to go a little bit bigger, bow in. And then we're going to make our way into Anjaneyasana. Low lunge. Bring the knee to the floor. Shift forward. And you can keep your hands here. You can put them on your thigh, or you can go in big. Really open it up. I always feel like if somebody was looking at this pose from the side, it would look like a Nike swoosh symbol. Yeah? Yeah. Hands to the floor. So this time, step back. But do chaturanga and come all the way to the floor. Balance on your forearms again. So we're going to get into the front body a little bit. The thing about vinyasa is you're really getting into the back and the hamstrings. We want to get into the front of the leg, and that's how we're going to start moving into our back bends. You're going to reach back, grab a hold of either foot. I'm starting with the left foot today, because I always do everything on the right. I'm right-handed. And we'll just start out pulling the heel in nice and tight. Give yourself a good stretch to begin. Notice that my elbow is bent, yeah? But now we're going to move into half bow. So I want you to straighten your arm by kicking that foot back, and then see if you can lift your leg any amount off the ground. I know you're strong. I know you can do this. Breathe into it. Oh, again, it feels fantastic. And then let it go. Yeah? You okay? Side two? So, reach back, grab a hold of your other foot, and just start pulling the heel in so that you can get a good stretch first. And if you're pulling your heel towards your tailbone, move it over a little so it's more towards your outer hip. Okay? And then nice and big, stretch, kick hard, lift any amount. I'm also pushing down into my left arm and my left leg to help me lift my right leg. Beautiful, you guys. We're going to try to do this standing on one foot. And then let that go. Push up for a little counter stretch. How about cat? That sounds like a good idea. You could also do child's pose, but I'm going to do cat. Pull navel to spine. And here we go again. Downward facing dog. All right, so walk your hands to your feet this time. So you're at the back of your mat and just roll up nice and easy to standing. I'm just going to step forward a little so I'm in frame. We're going to try to do that same shape standing on one foot. So instead of it being half bow, face down, we're going to do dancer pose. So keep in mind, dancer pose is just like bow. It's a back bend, not a forward fold. So you're going to start out grabbing a hold of your foot. Again, doesn't matter which one, we always do both. And drishti is really important when you're doing balancing poses. So find something in front of you on the wall, perhaps like a point on the wall that you can focus on. Extend your arm, and again, just lift that leg and open it all up. And breathe and put a smile on your face. I swear to God, it feels better when you smile. Yeah? Nice and easy? How'd it go? Did you fall? Who cares? Nobody saw it. And falling's part of the learning process anyway. Let's reach down and grab a hold of the other foot. First, establish that mountain pose again, right? Standing tall, strong core, gaze soft. Ready? Here we go. Lift. Ah. So good. I know some of you guys are practicing with your kids, so I'm hoping there's a lot of laughter happening right now in your house. And then nice and easy, bring that down. Need a little bit of a counter pose after that, right? It's a lot of back bending. Take your feet wide, and you might have to step even wider than your mat, depending on your knees and your hips. We're going to move into malasana. And if you need to, your knees and hips don't want to go all the way down, that's fine, stay here. Otherwise, take it all in like we did in our crouching tiger, and pause here. So I did this yesterday too. This is where I usually launch my crow pose, my arm balance. If you're not into that, I'd recommend doing a twist for a few breaths each direction, okay? If you're going to join me for crow, take your hands about shoulder distance, really spread those fingers. Place your kneecaps way up high in your armpits. And remember, your gaze is forward in this pose. Don't look at your hands or your feet. And then nice and easy, see if you can balance. Even one shin today. Just lift one big toe. And then soft landing, everybody. Good job, whatever you did. We're going to go ahead and straighten the legs out again. Uttanasana, either just, hanging down like this, or if you did crow, this is a really nice counter pose for your wrists. Go ahead and place your palms face up under your feet and hang. All right, here we go, you guys. Walk those hands back out, downward facing dog. Big stretch here. Take a nice big breath in, look where you're going, and then walk or hop to that spot. Inhale, half fold. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, come up again. Hands to heart. Okay. For this next little sequence, you may need something to help you reach the floor, like a book, or yesterday I was using a really thick candle. And by the way, yesterday's class was 45 minutes. I called this happy hour, so I kind of feel like we should go for an hour. If that's cool with you, we're going to go for an hour. If you have to leave early, no harm, no foul. So, and I'm going to face you. No, I'm not going to face you. I'm just going to do it from here. So we're going to start out in another balancing posture. We're going to do tree pose, okay? So I want you to reach down. So you can grab a hold of that ankle and place it high on your inner left thigh. If you can't get your foot all the way up there, you can bring it lower on the leg. Just don't press too hard into the knee joint, okay? Above or below would be preferable. And then we're going to raise our arms. Hey, it's the second day of spring, you guys. Did you know that? It is. It doesn't look like it outside. It's pretty gloomy from where I am, but you know, we're on the way to summer. So what we're going to do from here is start out putting your hands on your hips, step your right foot about halfway back. So this is a shorter stance because we're going to move into both pyramid and revolve triangle. Pyramid pose, you can simply link your arms behind your back, or if you know how to do reverse namaste, that's just palms together behind your heart. Take another big breath in here, and then as you exhale, bow forward, nice and easy. Belly to thigh first, then chest, and then nose. And just pause here. If it's easier for you to do this posture with your hands on the floor, that's fine. Do that, okay? Okay, then you're going to come into that half forward fold that we've been doing, that monkey pose. Put your right hand to the inside of your left foot. If you're more advanced, you can go out here. If you're wobbly, take it even further away from your foot if you want. And then pause here and just rotate that spine, really crank it around. Try to keep that right heel anchored to the floor. Revolve triangle. Yeah, those are your IT bands, by the way. Yeah? You okay? And then nice and easy, come out of that. Let's all try this next pose. It's revolved half moon. All right, so you remember doing half moon before? You're going to raise that back leg, and same thing. If you're wobbly, don't turn your head. Just look down like I am, okay? Keep that back foot flexing. Turn your head only if you're feeling really stable. Good, right? You got it. And then bring your feet side by side. And we're just going to either fold forward, or I like to do this little, it's almost like a child's pose in a squat. Stretch my low back. And then nice and easy, we'll come up to standing again. And move into second side. So same thing as the first side, you're going to reach down, grab a hold of your left foot this time. Place your foot high on your inner right thigh. So you're pushing your foot into your thigh, but you're also pushing your thigh into your foot. That's how those things stay kind of glued together in this posture. And then get really tall, you guys, like you're reaching your fingers for the sunlight, which is back there someplace behind the clouds, right? From there, you can put your hands on your hips, okay? Step your left foot back. I don't know, maybe like 2 feet. You're still trying to keep your hips forward like when we were in Warrior One. And then either link the arms again like you did last time, or reverse namaste, or just bring your hands to the floor for stability. Take a big breath here. As you exhale that breath, bow forward. Oh, nice and easy. And hold the pose for 5 breaths if you can. Okay, so I don't know if that was 5 breaths, probably not. Bring your left hand to the floor, pause, lengthen that right side of your waistline again, and then rotate your body. And then let's give that revolved half moon a shot. Yeah? This is your opportunity to play, you guys. Don't take it too seriously. Nobody's gonna judge you, like I said. And hopefully you're not judging yourself. And then drop into this once again. So, let's all come down here. We're gonna have a seat. And we're going to do something called Navasana. Navasana means boat pose. There's 2 versions. There's Navasana, which I'm going to do first, and then there's Ardha Navasana, which means half boat. So a couple ways you can do this pose. If you're not feeling super strong in your core today, you can simply lean back, keep your feet on the floor, hold on to your thighs. If you're feeling pretty good, you can lift the legs, and still hold on. You can let go, you can extend, okay? So this is sort of the full pose right here. You're just gonna breathe and pause, and be still. Okay, and then we'll take it into the Ardha. So the legs go lower, your lower back is supported on the floor. So you're shaped more like a canoe now, I guess, you know? Whew. Good. And then just draw the knees in, lay back, maybe roll around a little bit on your low back. Okay, and then we're going to set up our bridge pose. So I'm going to scooch forward again because I think I'm a little bit out of the frame. So walk your feet in so they're right underneath your knees, and maybe even you're able to graze your heels with your fingernails. You're going to take a big breath in here and then push off. Press your hips to the ceiling as high as you can. If you want to go a little bit bigger than this, take your arms underneath you and squeeze the shoulder blades together. And we're going to hold this for a bit just to give you an opportunity to take as much time as you need now that you know what you're doing to get into the pose, because it's hard to see, I know, when you're laying down what's going on. Let's take some big belly breaths here, right? You should see the rise and fall of your abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Good, and then on your next breath, we're going to release the arms. We're going to come all the way down. But instead of pulling your knees in like you did last time, just pick your feet up and maybe take the arms out to the side and just roll around. This should feel really nice on your low back. And as a counter pose to that bridge, we're actually going to do a twist, okay? So go ahead and roll onto your side. Again, it doesn't really matter which side. I've been trying to go more lefty today because that's the side facing the screen. And bring those knees back to center. Keep the feet lifted as you twist to the right or the left, whichever way you can go the first time. Good, and then back to center. Now you can do 1 or 2 or 3 things here. I gotta scooch forward because I don't want to kick the speaker behind me. I'm actually going to walk you through how to get from plow pose to shoulder stand. So if you'd like to join me for that, you can do that. If you're like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood for that today, you can either just draw the knees in and then take the legs up for Viparita Karani, okay? But if you're going to do plow first to get into shoulder stand, put your arms next to you, push off, bring your hips and your legs up and over, okay? And then just like you did when you were, and try not to turn your head while you're doing this, just listen. Just like you did when you were in bridge, squeeze your shoulder blades together underneath you so that you're actually on your shoulders for the shoulder stand. Put your hands on your back and then raise your legs to the ceiling. So most of your weight is actually on your upper arms. Yeah? And there's some weight on the base of the skull and the tops of the shoulders. But if this hurts your neck in any way, please come out of it. On the other hand, if you're having a really good inversion, oh, this feels great. So good for your thyroid, your parathyroid. Helps with lymphatic drainage. Just a great pose. And then when you're ready, you bring your knees back down, your feet back down. We're all going to slowly roll up to sitting. Cool. All right, so I'm going to face you for a while now, all right? Let's just come up to sitting in bound ankle pose, okay? Bring the soles of your feet together. Really get those sits bones grounded here. And then nice and easy, if you're able to, bow forward any amount towards those legs. You're going to just let the legs be really relaxed here. And then from where you're at, go ahead and extend your left leg. I'm going to give you two versions of this pose as well, because again, I don't know who's tuning in, I don't know where you're at in your practice. You can either just keep this leg extended, pull this heel in, and then lean up and over for this lovely, delicious side body opener. But notice I'm not facing my leg, I'm actually trying to turn towards the ceiling. Or, instead of trying to bring your torso to your leg, you can try bringing your leg to your torso. This is called compass. So if you want to do this with me, I'm actually going to turn around, because that's how I usually teach it at class, so that it doesn't confuse you too much. You're going to bring this leg over your shoulder, flip the right hand over and hold on to your outer left foot, and then extend that leg. Left arm is like a post. Okay, and then whichever variation you are doing, come back up to sitting upright, and we'll switch sides. So extend your right leg, left heel pulls in. This is actually a really challenging pose for me. I have a friend who can lay on her leg and hold her foot with both hands. As you can see, that's not happening here. But I really like compass when I can get around to it, because it helps me twist a part of my spine that really feels like it needs it, my thoracic spine. Okay, so either or. Good, and then go ahead and release. And I want to spend a little time on hips, because we did a lot of standing poses. So there's a million hip openers that you could do at this point. Some of them I need blocks for, and I don't have any blocks. So option one would be kind of your traditional sleeping swan. You could take your left leg underneath you, and then slide the right knee back as far as you can, and either balance here on your forearms or take your full body weight. If you want to do a reclining version, sometimes this one's nice if you have a tweaky knee like I do. You would cross your ankle above your opposite thigh and then pull that thigh towards you. Okay, figure four. And then there's also a seated variation, which kind of looks like I'm just sitting in Sukhasana, but actually this is sort of a modified version of double pigeon, because I have a really hard time with double pigeon. So instead of putting my shin on top of the bottom shin, I just put it in front, and I get a really great hip opener this way. So any of those, and if you have your own variation, please by all means. We're coming to the end soon, people. I hope you're still hanging with me. This has actually been really fun. Some people say that when they do this, they feel like they're talking to themselves. I really feel like I'm talking to you guys. So I hope that comes through. Take one more breath here. Now those of you that are in pigeon, that's going to require a little bit more transition time. So go ahead and start moving through that transition and switch legs. If you're laying on your back, just recross the legs. And if you're doing the version that I'm doing, whether it's double pigeon or the modified version, just switch the legs. And start out sitting tall if you're in this version, and hinge from your pelvis as much as you can. You want to try to get out of the habit of slumping forward in your forward folds. Yeah, longer exhales. One more time. Good. And then we're all going to come to sitting briefly, okay? I'm actually going to sit in Thunderbolt for a moment. That's just sitting on my heels. So if you want to join me for that, or hero pose, if you can sit between your heels. We're just going to finish with our necks, okay? I don't know about you, but I take a lot of my stress and tension into my neck, and since I can't go out and get a massage, I've been working on myself a little bit with tennis balls and just a little self-massage, but there's also some really nice neck stretches that you can do. I feel like I'm too far away from you again, so I'm going to come a little closer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to let our right ear tip to our right shoulder. And sometimes when you do that, this arm wants to go like that, so kind of tuck it behind your back maybe, so it doesn't do that. And then this right hand is going to come up and around to the opposite side, and you're just going to rest the hand there. Don't actually yank on your neck. Can you feel that? It's so good. And then don't lift your head using your neck muscles, okay? Instead, use this hand and press your head back up. Awesome. Let's do the second side, okay? Same thing. You're going to bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Ooh, this side's way tighter. And I'm going to keep my arm back here just to kind of keep my shoulder from popping up. And then this left hand comes up. Yeah, good job. And then use your hand again. Press your head up. And then from here, just lace your fingers together one more time. Place your hands behind your skull, not your neck, so high up. And you're just going to squeeze the elbows together and drop the chin to the chest. And then bring your head back up. Take your hands to your heart. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to set you up in Shavasana. And I really, really hope that you have some time to lay back in corpse pose, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I've been telling people to maybe set the timer on their phone if they have some amazing appointment they have to get to, otherwise, just let it rip, you know, just lay there for as long as your body seems to need it. Make sure you're layered up, that you've got, that you're going to be warm. Make sure that it's quiet and maybe even dark where you are so that you're not distracted. Maybe put some really lovely music on like I've got going right now. And then I'm going to sign off, but I wanted to, before I got you into corpse, I wanted to thank you. Thank you so much for joining me and supporting this online community. I'm going to be teaching yoga again tomorrow at 10 o'clock Chicago time, 11 o'clock Michigan time, and I'm also going to post all of these classes on YouTube, so you can watch them whenever you want. You've been giving me so much through this experience. I want to thank you for that. Namaste.